Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 with Newcastle United. Today is the day where we could win ourselves the Carabao Cup for the second time. I think we've won it before, haven't we? Newcastle have never won the Carabao Cup. Like, never. We won the FA Cup, which that was... What did I... No, I definitely won some cup, didn't I? I didn't. I won the Europa League. Right, today we're going to try and win ourselves the Carabao Cup. This is the second time we've been in the Carabao Cup final then. And the first time round, the bad boy Bobby Mills did this. Bobby Mills chasing back. Tenacious. Bobby Mills! Bobby Mills! What are you doing, you bugger? It's not a star-making performance, is it? It's oh, Bobby Mills! But before we get to that, we have to play Watford. We also have to go through the fixtures that have already taken place. We have to talk about the ridiculous amount of money that I've just spent in the January transfer window. We were the highest spenders. We bought 4 players. One of them was a loan. We did shift off 2 players on permanent deals. Nicky Monasterio has left the club, signing for Pumas in Mexico. 20-something million, 18.5, potentially rising to 23 million. Just wasn't playing for us. And also another player who wasn't really playing for us is Marcus Stock. He has left on a permanent deal, signing for Olympiacos for £10.75 million. We basically made our money back. So let's talk about the 4 players that have joined the club. Damian Potter, we already know he's now played 1 FA Cup game. Joining on loan is a right-sided midfielder, Felipe, a Brazilian on loan from Porto until the end of the season, and then he gone and got himself injured. He will be back very soon, but he's played once, got himself injured, and then, yeah, we haven't seen him since. But don't worry, we bought someone else who can play as a right winger instead. Next up, breaking a Newcastle United transfer record. Breaking a record for the most expensive Slovenian footballer ever. For £107 million, we have signed central defender Damian Floranjic, maybe. He's going to be called Flo. Damian Flo, maybe. But oh my word, he is good. 5.5-star current ability. 5.5. He's better than he can possibly be. 4.5-star current ability, which makes a bit more sense. 5-star potential, still only 23 years old. 6'6". He's a big unit. Him and Andre, as our 2 central defenders, I think will be unbeatable. And we did spend £107 million on him, which was a transfer record. And then on transfer deadline day, we smashed it. We've probably paid the English tax that seems to exist on this game and in real life. We've spent £135 million on 24-year-old English versatile attacker. He can play as a striker, right winger, left winger, central midfielder or attacking central midfielder, even as a left winger, left midfielder kind of position. It is Jabari Stanford from Southampton. And then he's immediately gone and got himself injured. We do have a bit of an injury problem at the moment. He's out for 12 days to 4 weeks, which isn't ideal. But he's our record signing. He is also the record signing for any English player ever. He's getting paid silly money as well, which is kind of what you expect at this point. But yes, Jabari is here. He's already played once. He's scored against his former club, Southampton. We'll come to that in just a second. But yes, Jabari is very, very expensive. With all of those transfers going on, we have loaned out a number of players as well. Igor Munoz going out on loan to Real San Sebastian, Lucas Schmidt to PSV, Atanas Yankov to FC Copenhagen, Eric Horn to Nottingham Forest, Matteo Lopez based to Anderlecht, and Jordan Ormerod has gone on loan to Coventry. We spent £322 million. We brought in nearly £200 million. I've never spent this much money in any Football Manager save as far as I can remember. We've done a lot of business. Also, in between episodes, we've got knocked out of the FA Cup because I played a fully rotated side against Oldham in the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. Obviously, we won 3-0. Gerard Deeney with 2. Marlon Charles with a goal. Against Leicester, 4-0 here. Romero, Lopez Bays with a brace. Gerard Deeney. And then, for some reason, Carlos Restrepo loves scoring goals against Southampton. 2-0. Restrepo and Stanford with the goals here. Against West Ham, Restrepo again. And the bad boy, Bobby Mills. It means that going into today's episode, we are currently sat top of the table. We are the early kickoff, I believe. Although, hold on, we're playing Wednesday. Nobody else is playing. So we could technically be 9 points clear come the end of this episode. We're currently 6 points clear at the moment, and I think we did have a perfect week of football, if I'm not mistaken. So we beat West Ham, and then potentially the day before? No, where was it? There was a week which was really good for us. It was this one, Saturday the 10th of February. Manchester United losing against Tottenham at home, and then Arsenal and Man City drawing 0-0. We didn't technically play on that weekend, because I think we were in the Carabao Cup semi-finals. but it meant that we had the chance when we did play to go 6 points clear, and basically we have done. Let's jump in then to the first match of the episode. Watford, who find themselves down the wrong end of the table. Where are they? They're, 14th. They're not properly at the wrong end. That's still Reading. They've won twice. They beat Brighton and Leicester. And drew with Spurs. Fair play. Better than us. So, as I've mentioned, we do have a little bit of an injury crisis, which is why you'll notice a few names in the starting 11 that don't often get to play, and a few names out of position. So, in goal will be Adonam, a back four of Delati, Florjancic, it's definitely going to be Flo. He's just called Flo. Delati, Flo, Andre and Restrepo will be the back four. Charles Cesar returns from injury to be a deep line playmaker. Richard Coleman, is it Richard or Robert? I keep saying it's Richard, it's Robert. It's Robert Coleman, and Bill Melbourne will be the central midfielders. Christ Cheole will be playing as a right winger today. Thiago Almada is now registered to be able to play football for us. He hasn't been all season. He's going to be a left-sided midfielder with Eduardo Romero as the striker. We are currently without Fite Arp, Stanford, Felipe, Marlon Charles, Gerardini and Edson. Basically, if they're an attacker, they're out injured. I did have a look at trying to sign some central midfielders, but basically everyone that looked half decent was way too much money, so I decided against it and bought a centre-back and a right winger, or left winger, or striker. I'm not really quite sure where he actually plays. Christ Cheole with the ball. 3 minutes and 37 seconds on the clock. Sorry for the weird cut there. Had to clear my throat, but couldn't pause the game for some reason. Maya with the ball now. Pacomi, good name, like it. Forward, Quintero now with it for Watford, 4 minutes onto the clock. Pacomi over the top, head down from Delete. Cheole in the middle. It's not in the middle, now it's in the middle. Robert Coleman across to Bill Melbourne. Melbourne's going to run forward, finds Christ Cheole on the right-hand side, runs direct towards goal, and that was an awful effort from the Ivorian. We seem to do a lot of those efforts on the right-hand side, and they very rarely go in. Just seen as well, Watford are playing Oliver Batista Meyer. Not the most exciting game of football at the moment. This isn't ideal. Watford are a team we should definitely be beating. If we can get the 3 points here, we will go 9 points clear at the top of the table. Thiago Almada finds Restrepo. Can he get his third goal in 3 games? Tries to cross it in, doesn't manage it, gets it back, does cross it in. Now Cheole's at the back post on the volley, hits it over the bar. I don't think Cheole scored a goal all season. For somebody as good as he is, he doesn't score a lot of goals. Half-time is a one-team show, and unfortunately that one team can't seem to find a single goal at the moment. Watford, 1 shot, not even on target. We've had 12, but only 4 of them on target. So, time for a shouting at. I'm not pleased with what's going on. We're not playing too badly. 6.6 is kind of the lowest, but there are quite a few players on a 6.6. Well, I guess the good thing is, even if we don't win this game, we're still top of the table, even if Manchester United, Liverpool or Arsenal or Man City win their game in hand. I would like something to happen in the second half. The bad boy Bobby Mills is going to be substituted on for Romero because we don't have any striker options. Almada also off for Joe Willock, who scored goal of the season last season. He's going to try his luck as a left winger. Could have stuck him on as a striker maybe. We're just getting no highlights. Absolutely no highlights at all. We've had 20 shots. 9 on target, not a single highlight in the second half. We've actually only had like 2 in the entire game. Adonam with a goal kick to Flo, 88 minutes on the clock. Delati with it on the right-hand side. Christ Cheole now takes it over the halfway line. Just really going to run straight for goal, isn't he? Goes for goal from outside the area, hits it over the bar. It's going to be a 0-0 draw against Watford. This is awful. Well, that is a shocking result and a shocking performance. We got some good numbers, but nothing happened. We need to get our strikers back. I would say you can come in for training, but we've got to play a Carabao Cup final in 3 days' time. We haven't got time for additional training. Well, we do stay top of the table, but we are the only team that have actually played. So, we're going to go forward then. Manchester United is up next, the Carabao Cup final. I don't think United are even playing. I don't think they've got a game between now and the... Yeah, they haven't. That's unfair, although they did play yesterday, so maybe it's not that unfair. Well, there's little intermission, apparently, before we get to play Manchester United. The Europa League 2 second knockout round draw is available for us. So, we didn't go into the first one because we won our group, because that's apparently how Europe works nowadays. What are the options here? I mean, we could beat all of them. We can beat all of them. We should be winning this competition. We are up against Braga. Okay, I don't know. Are Braga any good? I imagine they're not terrible. Let's have a quick look. Actually, let's just have a look at their key player, Andre Horta. He's good, but he's getting on a bit. And their vice captain is 35 years old. They've got some old boys in their squad. Do they even have any youngsters? They do. He's unregistered. Why is he not registered? They've got Rafael Pereira, who's one of their most expensive players. Luis Alberto. They're not that good. We should be beating... We're going to beat Braga. Just before we get to the Manchester United game, there has been some fixtures in the league, and Southampton have done us a favour. I say us, maybe everyone else, because Liverpool are now 9 points behind us. Arsenal beat Leeds, which means they now go 6 points behind us. Manchester City definitely beat Sheffield United, just the 7 goals. So they actually scored more goals than we did against Arsenal. That's not fair. Let's win ourselves another cup. We won the Europa League not too long ago, and that's pretty much it, isn't it? Is that all I've won? That's probably all I've won. We did win the championship, didn't we? But the Carabao Cup is a cup that, weirdly, I want to win. We were in the final a couple of seasons ago. The bad boy Bobby Mills, as we know, got his nickname from that match. Let's try and right those wrongs from a few years ago. Let's beat Manchester United. Let's lift a trophy in this episode. Unfortunately, we do still have a lot of injuries, so there is going to be a lot of players who should be playing that aren't going to be playing. Adnan will be the goalkeeper, a back four of Delati, Flo, Andre and Restrepo, so that is pretty much full strength. Charles Cesar is the deep line playmaker. Robert Coleman and Bill Melbourne will be the 2 central midfielders. That's not what we're doing. This is what we're doing. Greg Huddle and Bill Melbourne will be the central midfielders. Christ Cheole will be the right-sided attacking midfielder. On the left, it is the bad boy Bobby Mills. It is written in the stars that he scores the winning goal today or gets sent off, one of the two. Eduardo Romero will be the striker. On the bench, we do have Gerardini, who is still injured for 1 day. I'm going to risk it. It's probably a bad risk, because if he gets injured, we're without arguably the best striker in the league, who scored 16 goals in just 12 starts in the Premier League. He's currently 4.5-star ability as well, but if he's out for the rest of the season, that could be disastrous. But I want to win a trophy. And for some reason, I'm prioritising the Carabao Cup over winning the actual Premier League. Are they playing a full-strength side? Is he any good? He's not bad. They're playing a rotated side, aren't they? Are they? Ivanov, is he good? Nope, they're definitely going full strength. Ryan Brewster, he's good at football. Lopez, he's ridiculous. He's absolutely filth. They've just signed him, and he's scored 1 goal, 2 assists in just 5 starts for Manchester United. I think this is probably the 4th time that we've played at Wembley. Maybe the 3rd time, but hopefully we can do something here. We are probably the underdogs, despite the fact that we are top of the table. 7 minutes on the clock. Delati's throw finds Romero, the striker. Is he going to cross it in? Is the bad boy going to get on the end of a cross? Delati with the ball now. Romero once again. Cross it in, please. Delati, cross it in. Somebody. Bill Melbourne. Now Charles Cesar. Now Glenn Huddle. Greg Huddle. Why do I call him Glenn all the time? Greg Huddle again. Charles Cesar. Bill Melbourne. The bad boy Bobby Mills controls it in the area. Go for goal, Bobby Mills. He does. Cheole's there as well. The ball's across. Romero's put the ball in the back of the net. We are beating Manchester United in the Carabao Cup final. End the match now. Give me the trophy. Let's all go home. That highlight was excruciating. It could have gone absolutely anywhere. We got the goal in the end. 15 minutes now. Delati to Cheole, who's playing obviously out of position on that right-hand side. Delati again, just outside the penalty area. Crosses in. Bobby Mills is there. How has Bobby Mills not scored? How have we not scored as a team? I should have made Bobby Mills captain. I should have made him the captain. Can I do that midway through a game? Is that a thing you can do? Is it even relevant? I'm going to try it anyway. You can't. Is there a way? I want to make him captain. I want to move it from Restrepo to Bobby Mills, but it just moves Restrepo and Bobby Mills about. Okay, well, fair enough. Just 10 minutes left of the first half. We've got a corner. Cheole steps up towards the back post. Romero was there. His 2nd goal of the game. His 13th of the season. We're 2-0 up against Manchester United. The cup is coming home. Half time then. We are 2-0 up against Manchester United, and they've had 2 shots. Neither of them on target. We're doing this. We are actually going to do this. Do we do any changes? I don't think we do at the moment. I think we stick with what we've got. Everyone's playing really well. This is good. I think even better is the fact that we don't need to use Gerardini now, do we? Romero quite clearly knows how to score goals, as he's got 2. Second half, nothing really happening. United have finally managed to have a shot on target, but we didn't see it. Well, he wanted to do something, didn't he? The bad boy Bobby Mills then, picking up an injury on the Carabao Cup final game. Thiago Almada will be coming on. Do we do another change while we're here? I don't think we do. I will be bringing on Fernando Zelaya, because I feel like it's a bit harsh that he's basically been our main central defender all season, and then Flo's come in right at the end and basically gone, yeah, I'm number 1 now. Almada with a free kick. It's not, it's a corner. That's how they work. Cheole gets it. He's going to play it back. Does he do anything with it? What's he doing? What's happened? What's going on? Almada now has it. Across. Greg Huddle. Cesar. Huddle once again. Cesar forward. Almada. Chole. Edge of the area. Romero goes for goal. Georgiev makes the easy save. We've got 10 minutes to play. It's time for some substitutions. Flo's going to come off for Zelaya. We're also going to do Johnny Santos for Delati as well. That's all we can do, but we're 2-0 up with less than 10 minutes to play. 2 minutes left now. Restrepo's throw to Thiago Almada. Forward does the ball go. Romero on the left-hand side. Has he got any options in the middle? Don't really know at the moment. He's got no one at the moment. Now Restrepo back to Romero. Chole's there at the back post. His 3rd goal of the season. I was literally saying earlier that he doesn't score a lot of goals. He's made it 3 against Manchester United. Eduardo Romero is the hero of the day. We are going to be winning the Carabao Cup unless everything comes down like a house of cards in the next 2 minutes. Corner to be taken by Almada. We've still got 2 minutes to play. Apparently, back post is Romero. Doesn't manage to get there. Andre with the ball. Across to Fernando Zelaya. Now Huddle. Almada in the penalty area. Goes for goal. He makes it 4. We have beaten Manchester United 4-0 at Wembley Stadium to win ourselves the Carabao Cup. The elusive Carabao Cup that Newcastle United apparently have never won. Which I didn't know that. We've done it now. There it is. Look at us all celebrating. Who has yellow boots? There's a player there with yellow boots. I don't know who that is. We are the champions of the Carabao Cup. It's a cup that most people don't really care about, but I do. I like winning the second trophies. Champions League, don't care for it. Europa League, now we're talking. FA Cup, don't care for it. Carabao Cup, now we're talking. Premier League, don't care for it. Championship, I won that one as well. We're going to win the Premier League as well. That's ideally the plan. That's how we're going to end this season. Let's give them a passionate team talk. I'm very happy. That was really special. Really special. Everyone gained confidence. Look at those ratings of everybody. I'm ready to see this news. I'm ready to see the news. Newcastle lift the Carabao Cup 4-0. 4-0. Bad boy Bobby Mills is out for 2 to 3 weeks. Of course he bloody is. We picked up £114,000, which is enough to pay one of my new signings for half a week. Players who pick up winners' medals then. This is pretty good. I like the fact that players who aren't even at the club, Munoz, Schmidt, Lopez Bays, Horn and Jordan Ormond all pick up winners' medals. So does Wang. He was our cup goalkeeper. I think he played probably the same amount, yes he did, as Adnam. So 6 games we played in the entire competition. The only player to play in all of them, I think might have been Bobby Mills, you know? He definitely was. He started all 6, scoring twice, picking up a winner's medal as well. Adnam is happy that we won some silverware. Probably not the silverware he was after, but he's happy nonetheless. And Cesar wants a new deal for Charles Cesar. Fair enough, we'll do that now. Oh great, and we've qualified for the Europa Cup too. Again, I don't want to be in that competition next season. With that cup win, I'm still only an icon. I'm near the top of the icons, but I'm still only an icon. Also, we've got Marlon Charles, Matteo Lopez Bays, Lewis Cook and Edson in the favoured personnel. Anyone else managed to finally make the leap? I don't think anyone's made the leap into icons. But we should be a legend soon. We will be a legend soon. That is going to do it then for this episode of Football Manager 2020. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. I'll be back next time with possibly Liverpool and Leeds. Maybe Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool Leeds. That kind of makes the most sense, doesn't it? Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.